Good evening. How old were you the first time you saw students in a fight? Well, I have to tell you, the first time I ever saw anyone in a fight, I was in high school. And it was two girls, and they were going at it pretty hard. And I was amazed. I couldn't believe it. Who would do that? And I've never been in a fight myself. And I remember when I started teaching, I still would look at people when they were fighting, and I'd be like, what are you doing? It didn't make sense to me. I mean, why would you want to do that? And I don't think it's because I'm female. I don't believe gender has anything to do with it. I believe it has to do with our home life and our environment and the things that are encouraged. In some families, fighting is actually something that's modeled in front of the students. When they're at home, their parents get physical with one another, or their parents get physical with the children, or their parents get physical with other people in the neighborhood. So they see it. It's a way that they see disputes get settled with physical fighting. And it's kind of amazing to me, but that's how it happens. Sometimes students are actually encouraged to fight. Moms and dads both will say to their sons and daughters, don't let anybody pick on you. Don't let anybody bully you. You stand up for yourself. All of these types of things, and when a child gets, the principal calls home and says that a child has been fighting, the parents want to know what the reason is. Like there would be a good reason for fighting, and I'm never really thought about that way. Is there a good reason to become physically violent with another person? I mean, that's not how I was raised. But I have to always remember, just like you do, that just because I was raised a certain way does not mean I was raised the right way. It was the way I was raised to believe was right. There's a difference. So keeping that in mind might help you when you see fights. Other reasons that students will fight. Some feel cornered. And anyone who feels cornered might react in that way. They may feel that they need to save face. And that's a big thing with high schoolers and middle schoolers. They may feel like they really do need to protect themselves against bullying behavior. Also, sometimes students are involved in a type of pecking order. And this is somewhat related to bullying, but not necessarily from bullying, but a way to establish themselves among the pecking order. And this can happen with both males and females. So why does fighting happen? Fighting happens for so many reasons. We really can't pin it down in any one particular situation without investigating. But what do you do about fighting? Well, first of all, I do believe that a school should have a no fighting policy. No fighting, period. And it should not be tolerated. It's violent behavior. And it's something that we don't want to go on in our schools. When you observe it as a teacher, you need to be very careful that you do not get physically injured. And so there are some things that we're going to talk about in another video on fighting, about how to intervene in a fight and how to stop a fight without getting hurt. I hope you have a nice day.